Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your October 2025 money reading. And I think I've been saying this for all the signs, but October's been really good. And I think this is a collective thing because the second half of October has been showing up as being very promising, very profitable, very, very good for all of the signs. So let's see what's showing up for the sign of Taurus as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of October 2025. Look at this. We're already starting off strong with the Ten of Cups. All right, the Ten of Cups is the card of happiness, joy, celebration, celebrating a win. Then you've got an offer coming through, okay, with that Page of Cups. Man, these cards are so beautiful and colorful. All right. So, this is good. October starts off strong for you, Taurus. Excuse me. Now, we also have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a card that talks about things really kind of stabling and settling for you. Okay, so things may have felt a little bit chaotic, a little bit stressful, but once we move into that first week of October, things are really going to calm down for you, which is fantastic. All right. Now, the other thing we've got going on is the King of Wands, which means that you're being noticed. I do feel like an offer, like a new job offer is coming through for some of you. Also, it could be some of you getting promoted or some of you just getting a new client because someone's very impressed with you. All right. Now, that Death card in the reverse is good because it talks about things are changing very, very slowly, but things are changing. Things are moving. Things are progressing. As it concerns your money, this means that every aspect of your life is literally conforming so you can have the money you want to make, whether that mean, whether it means cutting back in some areas so you have more money in other areas to invest or to spend, or it could just mean that you're starting to set yourself up as someone who makes a certain amount of money or who has a certain amount of money, right? So maybe you're starting to kind of step into that entrepreneur identity if you're looking to launch a business, product, or service. So whatever it is, it just means that you are transforming into somebody who is whatever it is that you want to be: wealthy, successful, a business owner. I don't know, but whatever you're doing, all of your actions are making that happen. All right. Finally, we do have that Two of Pentacles. Now, this means that you got to pay attention to the budget. All right. So things could be a little bit tighter as it relates to your budgeting, as it relates to your spending, as it relates to your tracking. That's what this card usually indicates, is that we have to be really on top of that. And I know it's not the most exciting thing, Taurus. I get it. I don't enjoy it either, but I do it. Now, the good thing is like you're never in the dark, right? Because you always know where you stand financially. So you're not blindly, just guessing as it relates to your money. All right, so what else do we need to know for the sign of Taurus as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance? Nice. For the month of October 2025. All right, so you know how to say no. That's what this card's telling me. All right, that Seven of Cups means that you got a lot of stuff coming at you, but you know to say no to the things that don't pay you. All right, mind the business that pays you. I'm sure we've all heard that before. We also got the High Priestess, which means you need to really tap in and trust your intuition. You know more than you're giving yourself credit for, Taurus. Now, here's the thing. Don't doubt yourself because that could cost you money. Trust your gut because it's going to lead you exactly where you want and where you need to go. But this is good. This Two of Swords in the reverse means you're no longer procrastinating. You've made a decision about something and you're committing to following through. And I believe this is something that's going to help you make money. We also have that Four of Wands. The Four of Wands in the reverse is a card that talks about things feeling a little wobbly. but that's okay. When we step, when we step into a new identity, when we're new entrepreneurs, and when we have, launched a brand new business, everything's not going to be figured out right away. That's okay. That's totally okay. And then we have the Sun card. Now, this is the most positive card in the deck. All right. A lot of the signs have been getting this card this month in one way or another. This means that Taurus, watch how fast things turn around. Watch how fast your money grows. Watch how fast things shift for you financially. All right, because I think you're going to be celebrating multiple wins here, especially in that second week of October. So what are you doing to set yourself up for the win? That's really all you need to think about, because the wins are coming. And I do want to say this too. It's not about just sitting back and just, expecting money to fall out of thin air. I mean, I wish I knew how to make that happen. But it's also about you kind of really being in alignment, both in action and in word and in mind or belief. Okay, because it does take all of that. Like, you really do need to understand that, yes, I mean, nobody can guarantee anything, but what I can say is, like, once you kind of do that and you accept that I have to take the action because of who I am and because of what I believe will happen, that's where the wins come, especially as it relates to your money. All right, Taurus, so I don't know, maybe somebody needed to hear that specifically. But what else do we need to know for the sign of Taurus as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of October 2025. All right, so Wheel of Fortune. This is unexpected good luck, or sometimes it's just unexpected things happening. Not necessarily lucky or unlucky, but just like something totally out of the blue shows up. Something totally out of the blue happens, and we're like, what? Where did this come from? How did this happen? But I think it's going to create an opportunity for you to walk away from something. That's what I see here. Some of you, this is a walking away from a job and having no regrets and no hesitations about doing so. Now, for some of you, this will be a job. For others of you, you're going to be walking away from something that's costing you money. And so again, you have no hesitation. Or it may not be costing you money, but maybe it's costing you energy. And so you say, you know what, I'm done. I need to go where I can make money without the drain. And that's what you do. Okay. Now we got that Knight of Swords again. Remember, had him here. We've got him here. He is the card of things settling, chaos leaving. All right. It means things really kind of slow down, settle, get more, what's the word? Firm, I guess. It's things are not going to be so squirrely. Things are really going to settle, and they're going to be much more stable. Okay. Now we got that Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is a card that talks about being willing to say no to something, even if it sounds good to other people. If it's not right for you, Taurus, don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to say no. And sometimes that's hard because you think, oh my God, am I going to miss out on something? No, not when you're focused on whatever it is that pays you, whatever it is that's profitable, whatever it is that's going to help you make money, whatever is going to benefit you, right? Because that's really what it needs to be at the end of the day. Now, I'm not saying you can't help somebody from time to time, of course not. But what I am saying is, like, sometimes a lot of us say yes to something, and at the end of the day, we realize this doesn't really benefit me, or the other person's benefiting more than I am. All right. And I don't want you to be in that position, Taurus. But we've got the High Priestess. Remember, we saw her here. Now she's in the upright position. I feel like this is you kind of trusting. And again, it's you raising your expectations of what's possible and what you believe you can have. and you trust that, and then it actually moves from belief into knowing. Because I believe that's what our intuition is. It's actually a deep knowing of something. And a lot of times we don't accept that, or we don't trust it. But there's a part of us that knows, all right? And that's what's showing up here. So you know you are meant for more. You know you are meant to make more money, have more success, have more abundance, whatever. I really feel like this is the turning point, Taurus. I really do. And that happens in that second half of October. Like I told you, the second half of October is where things are shifting. Things are changing. All right. What else do we need to know for the sign of Taurus as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of October 2025? All right, so this Three of Pentacles, Taurus, you're not going to get credit for something that you deserve. However, it doesn't matter, okay? Because that's kind of how life works. Sometimes we deserve credit, recognition, whatever, and life doesn't give it to us for whatever reason. It doesn't mean we don't deserve it. It doesn't mean that we did something wrong. It just means that that's kind of how things played out, all right? So please don't attach any type of meaning to it other than that. Because I feel like some of you are not getting the recognition you deserve, and so you feel like, well, maybe I'm not good enough. No, that's not the case. Just because you're not recognized as, you know, an amazing artist doesn't mean you're not an amazing artist or whatever, okay? Sometimes you get recognized, sometimes you don't. I feel like somebody is going through that right now, where they're this amazing artist, or maybe this amazing, talented, experienced, skilled, whatever. And because they didn't get acknowledged, they feel like they're not, okay? That's just the way life is sometimes. Sometimes the best of the best gets ignored for no reason other than it just gets ignored. All right. Now we've got the Nine of Swords. This is a great card to see in the reverse because it means you're not worried, you're not stressed, you're not anxious about anything. That's a beautiful card. It means you're sleeping well. And we know in the making money game, sleep is very important. We also have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords means that you're taking massive action. This kind of is like the hustle and grind mode. All right. And that's temporary, right? We are not meant to hustle and grind all the time. But I do feel like you will be hustling and grinding towards the end of October, Taurus, and it's going to pay off. You're going to win because of it. We also got the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is all about, she eliminates the unnecessary. She puts her needs first. That's what you need to do, Taurus, towards the end of October, maybe all the time. Putting your needs first is what's going to help you make more money. I know it seems like those two things are not related, but they actually are. And then finally, we got the Devil card. Now, I like seeing him, even though he's not one of my favorite cards. Why? Because he's bringing something to the forefront. He's bringing something to our awareness, something we need to pay attention to. All right, now the Devil card typically is a card of self-sabotage. When he shows up, he's usually bringing something to our awareness that we need to address, because if we don't, it will be the demise of us. It will be how we self-destruct. And I'm going to say 99% of the time, we all know what our thing is. We know how we trip ourselves up. We know how we get in our own way. It could be a bad habit. It could be a toxic relationship. It could be thought patterns that continually take us in the wrong direction. It could be addictions. It could be anything. Usually you know what your thing is, all right? So the Devil is showing up at the end of the month, Taurus, to say, hey, heads up, if you don't take care of this and correct it, it's going to be the thing that takes you down, the thing that costs you money, the thing that makes you lose money, all right? So that's very important, that we need to get a handle on that and get a grasp on that, you know, sooner rather than later. All right, Taurus, but like I said, mid-October, things are getting really good. Things are getting really, really good because you're letting go of the things that cost you in whatever way. And you're trusting that the right things are showing up and that you're saying yes to the right things that are going to bring you more money, more success, more leverage, more time, whatever the case may be. All right, so Taurus, October is going to be good. Now, there are some things, like I said, you're going to have to work on. We all have these, right? We all have things that we can work to improve. And I feel like that's what you're going to be doing, Taurus. I really do. So, you know, it's all about growth, and it's all about doing the things that are right for us at the right time. All right, let's close out your reading with a Halloween Oracle card. Ooh, Skull of Light. This card is illumination, right? Illumination also means focus, right? So we need to focus on the things, kind of like what I said earlier in your reading. Focus on the things that pay us. Focus on the things that bring us more of what we want, all right? So I hope you enjoyed this reading, Taurus. I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much. We'll do it all again next month.